Our next speaker is Lies. And Lies has joined Teamleader in 2017. Who here works with Teamleader? Any Teamleader people? Oh, she got to convince you otherwise. So Teamleader is one of my favorite tools, actually. And Lies has built and scaled customer success teams, helping triple the company's customer base. She's now the VP of Sales and Customer Success, and she focuses on creating ways of working that wins the hearts of both the customers and teams. She is going to talk about one size fits none. Scaling customer success without losing the human touch. And we know how important customer success is, so I advise you, get your notes out and make sure that we listen well. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome on stage Lies. Or give it.
Yes.
Place it with us. Get comfortable.
I have a little cough, so
take it whenever
some
you need.
water. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. I feel that Rotthier already gave a bit of an intro to my talk. Let's see. Next is this one. Because he also pointed out how important the human part is in scaling and in customer success. And with scaling, it feels sometimes like a bit of a balancing act, right? At one hand, you are focused on efficiency, making sure that with the same team, you can do more, you can handle more customers as you grow. And on the other hand, you also want to make sure that you still have that connection with your customers and that every single one of them, that they feel valued and not just 1 out of 1,000 or 1 out of 10. And that's the business side of it. But actually, the truth is, customers, they don't care about the size of my customer base, about my scaling, the things I want to scale in my business. They actually just want to have a personal experience. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about in this talk today. This is not what you want your customers to do. But actually, this was happening at Teamleader at the beginning of last year. Not really, we're not a store, but you get the picture. But it felt like customers were running away from us. We saw it in our NPS results. They were declining a lot, and also the feedback that came out of it. I saw more severe detractors than we had promoters in our NPS. Also, the Google review platforms and the Trustpilots, etc., all these reviews, it was also not the best scores that I saw popping up there. And it was actually at an all-time low. I saw the Molly ones. It's really nice to see, but last year I didn't want to share that picture in front of all of you. It was around 2.8, 2.7 out of 5, not something to be proud about. And we saw it also in our churn. Churn was rising as well. At that time, what do? People look at CS. People look at, what did you do? How did we end up here? And I think in some kind of situations and meetings, maybe I wasn't I was maybe the least favorite person in the room back then. But was it only CS? Was it only due to what we did? No, it wasn't. And I'm going to share you along my presentation how we tackled everything and what happened next to all the decisions we made. When scaling breaks the human connection, that was what we were feeling, because we were so caught up in working on efficiency, working on doing more with the same amount of people, and the results we saw in all the metrics I've shared. 3 things next to decisions we made business-wise, but 3 things we saw happening. And that was, what I mentioned before, the scaling paradox is, making sure efficiency and the human connection is constantly in balance. And the next one is actually one that struck the most to me. It was the mentality that I saw in my teams, that with focusing on efficiency, focusing on processes, actually it felt like the team was ticking the boxes just because of the process, just because of the way we said that they had to work. They did an immense amount of work, but we didn't see it in the value coming towards our customers. And then the organizational silos. We have been shouting over the last couple of years, we are breaking down the silos, we are working together very well with product, with engineering, with the marketing team, with sales, we're all one company. But actually, looking at all of each other in that room, in the leadership meetings, we had to say that we weren't actually working together. And this was what hit me the hardest. This was one of the quotes that I got from a customer, and this was already a customer for a while. We have customers that have been with us for, since the start, for over 13 years. And they said, like, okay, I chose to become a customer at Teamleader because we feel that we are a person, that we feel that you know us behind the company, that you're approachable, but they felt like they were talking to another company. So what did we do different, and what was the turning point for us in the organization? This was a very important one, just to get into our heads. It was the company-wide priority over every single team is working together on customer success. It was printed in our heads that we said, like, okay, customer success is not only something where we look to the team for, the customer success team, it's a priority of each and every team in the organization. So we reframed it, and we made sure that everyone was on the same page in this, and the priority was clear. And we created a specific project around this last year, and we gave it the title, Winning Back the Hearts of Our Customers. Not talking about winning back their money or winning back whatever, but it was mainly the heart and the connection that they felt with our company and with our tool. So what did we actually do? I'm going to share 5 specific things, not going to go in all the different details. Is the mic a bit too close? All right, can you still hear me? All right, see thumbs up, thanks. So, first thing we did, we said, next to working closer together, the customer journey is our compass. So before, the customer journey was mainly something that we worked with within the customer success team, but actually it's something that already starts from the first interaction a lead has with your company. And we made sure that it was a compass for the whole organization. So what we mainly did was diving deeper into that customer journey. We mapped every single part in it and mapped all the different things that were going well. So also pinpointing the aha moments in that journey. But next to that, we also said, okay, what is not going well? And what do we need to change in this? So those high-value touch points and the touch points that were making impact, putting next to the friction points. And those were the parts where we said, like, okay, we are going to take action in these. Then the outside-in and inside-out vision was also a very important part in this. Meaning that, with working with the customer journey, what we mostly did was looking from our perspective as a company. These are the different steps that we think that a customer should go to and should take in that journey. But it was important to also validate it with a customer or with your customer base and making sure that you could take that outside-in vision with you. And that makes sure that you're not only yourself thinking about what the customer would need, but validating it with customer interviews. Going to the next slide, just to give you an idea on our customer journey here, we have different parts in it, And yeah, we call these macro journeys, so from aware, interest, etc., up until leave. You just want to have the most smallest part of your customer base ending up in the leave phase, of course. The hour shows the setup and get started. That's where onboarding starts in our organization. But we looked at the whole customer journey, so in total. With doing this exercise, we also said that we were going to make sure that all the actions we were going to take, we were mostly going to focus on the part just before proactive retention. Why is that? Most of your customers are in that first phase. So everything you do up front, so all the improvements on a customer experience level are going to cost you less than if you have to do something in your reactive retention. So that was a very important thing to take with us and look into the parts we were going to tackle. Second part, shared ownership. I already told about the breaking down the silos, but we were creating shared ownership across the teams. And one important part, what also stood out to me in working with this, was that we said, typically, customer success metrics like NRR, like NPS, we're mostly looking at customer success being the owner of that. We said, no, this is going to be in ownership of all the teams within the company. It's not because NPS is dropping or customer reviews are dropping that it's up to customer success to fix it. We have to look at it as a whole team. And now these metrics are also part of other teams in the organization. And then, company values is a very important part in our organization. And in each and every company value, we have made sure that that customer part and the customer experience is also linked to that. Here you see our company values. I know some of you, like you, know them, the company values. But in each and every one of them, we take customer view with us. And it's also a mean, and we take these principles with us in creating new touchpoints, for example, or tackling processes, or designing a new way of working towards our customers. These are our guiding principles in a very broad sense. Next up on segmentation. I'm not going to go very deep into segmentation because you can give a whole other talk about that, but segmentation is very important before you think about scaling, because if you don't have a segmented way of looking at your customer base, then you are looking at a whole pile of customers and doing the same thing for each and every one of your customers, and that's not going to work. So it's important to look at different parts in your customer base where they have needs that are similar. You look at value that might be similar, and then look at creating specific customer journeys for these segments. And I'm going to show you how our tiering looks in the customer success team of Teamleader Focus. We also have 4 other softwares in our organization, but this is for Teamleader Focus specifically. And for every tier, we made sure that we have scalable ways of working together with our customers. So it's not because our low-touch base is the largest one and we only do digital campaigns and outreaches towards these customers. No, we do that across the whole journey, but when escalating or in specific touch points and in important parts along the journey of the customer, we make sure that there's another approach that's linked to the need of the customer. So the digital CS team, that's the team that was created not that long ago, a couple of years now, but it was very important for us to have a dedicated team to work on those digital strategies, making sure that they also work in segmented ways of working and approaching our customers in the whole customer base. The next one is automate the boring and humanize what matters. already mentioned it a couple of times, but that's actually how you have to approach scaling in your approach toward customers. It's looking at what can we automate, and it's not because you can automate something that you also have to do it. It's constantly looking at what it's going to bring in value towards your customer and what is going to help us in working more efficiently. So within Teamleader, we have automated renewal way of working, also the communication flowing out of that. With NPS, for example, we also have an automated follow-up in there, but we also differentiate in that. Differentiating it in the score a certain customer gives us, and then looking into, okay, we want to approach that customer in a more human way. We are going to reach out to gather more feedback and getting on the phone. Those are those surprising moments that we reach with our customers in that sense. Then the last one, build teams that can move and adapt. That was also a very important one, and we constantly take it with us every year. You have to build a team linking with what your customers need and not doing it the other way around. What I mean with that is, you have a certain amount of colleagues and a certain amount of skills. Your team needs to be adaptable to that. And sometimes it also comes with making difficult decisions in that or attracting new skills towards your team. And for example, what I mentioned before on the digital CS team, for example, we saw that we were lacking the experience in customer marketing. We were lacking those same kind of skills that you have in a marketing organization within our digital CS team and creating those digital strategies. So we, next to the dedicated team that we already had, we attracted someone with a lot of expertise in customer marketing, but also in product marketing, to lead that team and to lead that digital wave in our organization and the way we work together with our customers. And the last one is also a bit of a pet peeve from me, and really something that's very close to my heart. It's the attitude of the people in the team. You can make a lot of processes, you can create a lot of scripts and dedicating what people need to do to create that value, but it always ties back to and comes back to the attitude of the people in the team, and that they are willing to be surprising in their way of working and making it happen in going the extra mile for your customer. So that's where the team also can step in and make sure that they can bring something new towards the customer next to those digital ways and flows and processes, etc. All right, key takeaways. I have everything here on the slide. So for me, wrapping it up in everything that you think about when scaling, and also making sure that you link it to human connection and having the human part within your way of working, are these 5 pointers. So making sure that CS is not only linked to the customer success team, that it's a company-wide priority and commitment that you make with each other. And that customer journey is one part where you have the joint accountability there, but also the metrics that you co-own, like NRR, NPS, etc. One size fits none. It's linked with segmentation, making sure that you differentiate in all your different approaches towards your customers. Then, design with the customer in mind. That was also, with that outside in view, bringing that back in, interviewing your customers, making sure that also other teams do that, not only the CS team that talks with customers, but in our organization, the product team did a lot of work in getting on the call with customers and making sure that they have a lot of time with the customers and getting their perspective on the product and on the way of working together. Make it personal at scale. Already discussed this a lot. And then the last one, just to wrap it up, the attitude of the people in the team. Skills is important. It's a constantly evolution in your team as well. But the attitude of the people, that's something you have to make sure that comes up as well. So scaling CS, it's not about making a choice, but it's trying to design for both every single day in everything what you do. So this is the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to talk later on. Thank you.